and he's going back. He's going to run down. Ball gets away. This one's over.
Oh my freaking goodness.
But I got the Twins signing Carlos Correa.
Jeff Passan has the Giants getting Chris Bryant.
I am taking the Atlanta Braves.
Whoa. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Hum Baby Baseball channel. This is Eric. Let's get everything set up here. Just getting up in the morning to wake up again to some news with the Giants. And before I start getting into it, I want to thank everyone for jumping into the chat this morning. Lionheart, good day. Tyler Boyd, thank you so much. D. Wolf, Marvin Cook. A lot of people are hating on this move by the Giants. Eli Savage. And I'll give my thoughts here. The Giants have signed Sean Manaea. And it's a 2-year deal with an opt-out. So it's nothing big. This is the kind of pitcher I was talking about that we needed to pick up. Not exactly, elite. He's not the best of the best, but someone who could come over here and have a very nice year for the Giants. That being said, it's something we needed to do, but it's not all we need to do. The Giants have to make more moves for sure. But this is a decent start, and it's been a very disappointing offseason so far. A couple of moves here and there, but nothing really major. And the Giants have been in on all these big free agents, have not been able to land any. Speaking of that, Giants also targeted Kodai Senga. That would have been amazing. We targeted a player from Japan last year, couldn't get him. This year was Kodai Senga, couldn't get him. Signed with the Mets, 5 years, $75 million. More on that in a moment. But Sean Manaea, this deal has happened. Like I said, Manaea is decent. We'll look at his stats. But he's not extraordinary. He's not an ace in my opinion. But he's a left-handed pitcher. He's definitely no Carlos Rodon. But the Giants filled out their rotation Sunday. I don't know if we filled it completely out. I actually think the Giants could use another starter or two. Someone a little bit better would be nice. But hey, this is a good start. Giants filled out their rotation Sunday by agreeing to a 2-year, $25 million deal with left-hander Sean Manaea, according to Jon Heyman. Others have confirmed it. Never trust Jon Heyman alone. The club has not confirmed or announced the deal, but let's just be honest. There's enough out there at this point. We can confirm that this is happening. And it does include an opt-out. Like a really 2-year deal with an opt-out. The opt-out, if you have to give guys these opt-outs, that's the new thing. I don't know when this started, but opt-out is the new thing. Remember, Rodon had an opt-out. That's why he's not coming back. The move will bring Manaea back to the Bay Area, where he spent his first 6 years with the A's, and join a talented Giants rotation. Let's hope so. Logan Webb, Alex Cobb, Anthony DeSclafani, and Alex Wood. Jakob Junis also could compete for a spot in that rotation. There's going to be injuries and stuff like that. So, that's still not enough. And we don't have, other than Sean Jelly, we don't have a lot of options coming up in the minor leagues for the rotation. So I do think the Giants still got to work on that rotation. Right now, I feel like the rotation, even with Manaea, is not quite ready for a 162-game schedule where Giants are going to compete for a playoff spot, given the fact that we haven't really improved the offense a whole lot, haven't really improved the bullpen a whole lot. Still a lot of work to do for sure, but this is a start. This is a start, ladies and gentlemen. So what is up, AM Echo Sky J Hutchins? Okay contract, not a lot of money. Nice guy, but can't pitch. Too much money for him. Manaea had a 4.96 ERA last year. Doesn't seem like a great signing, but I hope has a mid-3 last year. Manaea is better than the Tigers' Boyd. Yeah, we did sign Boyd last year. Honest, never know about Sean Manaea, but I'll get to know him. What's going on? Robert Rothberg, how would Correa look in a Giants uniform? Let's make it official. That's the kind of move we got to do. Giants are trying. They have the money. They're trying. Just struggling to pick up free agents for whatever reason. Let's see if we can find Manaea's stats without any ads popping up, because last time I tried this, Baseball Reference is just, I'm not done with Baseball Reference. You can't go to Baseball Reference without video blasting in your ear, and it's random. You'll go to Baseball Reference and nothing will happen, and then like 15 minutes later, just out of nowhere, you're in a different tab, a song will just bust out, and it's an ad. So anyway, let's just go to ESPN, which I don't think has that issue. But okay, so this guy as a career, 885 innings, 797 strikeouts. I mean, he's got strikeout stuff. This day and age, that's not overly impressive, but there was a time where when you're almost striking out a batter per inning, that's actually really good. But I'd like to see a little more deeper into his stats if we can do that. So Manaea from Florida. You can see he spent most of his career with the A's. We know that here, right across the street, right across the bridge. Look at his record though, 7-9. Not that he was getting a ton of run support in Oakland, maybe, but 12-10, 12-9. Had injury issues in 2019, 4-0, 2020, 4-3, shortened season, 2021, 11-10. I mean, his career 58-50. So, record is not the most important stat, but it's not really that great. 4.06 career, coming off 4.96 with the Pods. And he's got a little bit of postseason experience and has not pitched well in the postseason. It's just a guy. I'm not mad about it. It's not. Maybe it's a slight overpay according to some, but if he pitches really well, he'll probably utilize the opt out. And 2 years, $25 million. Giants still have plenty of money left to spend. This is nothing overly insane. We had to do something to shore up this rotation. It had to do something, and so I'm not too pissed off about it. Not sure how y'all feel. Let me know. Billy, breaking news. Giants and Twins are favorites to sign Carlos Correa. Oh, wow. Yeah, he threw a no-hitter in 2018 and has thrown a couple of shutouts, more than one. I think he's thrown at least 3 or 4 in his career, just from recollection. Let's see here. It shows. Doesn't show me shutouts. I know he's thrown some shutouts, though, because I remember with the A's, he's thrown a few shutouts. I don't know why these stats are. I mean, we have WAR right here, ERA, WHIP. I'm used to Baseball Reference, a little bit different way that they line up the stats here, but I don't even see shutouts. Maybe I'm just blind. I don't see complete games. I don't see shutout. Oh, here's complete. No, game started. That's postseason anyway. Oh, shutouts, complete games, expanded pitching. Here we go. Yeah, so he threw a shutout in 2018. He threw 2 shutouts in 2021. Like I said, at least 3 shutouts. So he's got 3 career shutouts, which doesn't mean a whole lot. Who cares? I mean, we just need W's, right? At the end of the day, we need W's. But yeah, Carlos Correa being apparently a rumored that the Giants are favorites really means absolutely nothing, because the Giants are favorites to sign people all the time and we never sign them. So what does it really mean? Let's see though. Hey, it could happen, guys. It could happen. Carlos Correa could be in a Giants uniform. I just don't know. Do you think they get Correa? I'm tired of getting my hopes up with us not signing any big names. Tyler Boyd, I can't sit here and predict that we're going to get Carlos Correa just because I'm a fan and I would like to see it. Some Giants fans don't even want him because they look at him as, quote unquote cheater, whatnot. I don't look at it that way. He was part of this organization's team that was setting up all this stuff and doing this. And when you're in a team, it's a little different. No excuse. It's not the right thing. He's not right to go along with that, but it's a tough situation. You didn't see not one player in the entire Astros team did anything about it. Is that just because the Astros are all inherently evil players? I don't think so. I think it's just tough when you're in that situation. And what are you going to do? You don't want to be a rat, but you don't want to go along with it. Yeah, or maybe Correa. I don't know. I don't know what his thought process was at the time, but he's moved on and he's still a great player. I mean, this is one of the best players in the game. So if we can get him, I'll take him all day long. But yeah, the Carlos Correa sweepstakes. That's crazy. The Twins are possibilities to re-sign him. Giants giving Carlos Correa a long-term contract, a good idea. Giants giving Carlos Correa a long-term contract, not a good idea to Will Clark. Really, Will the Thrill says no, so that means no. I don't believe it till I see it. What's up, Curtis B? Curtis B Music, right? I kept telling my family we're not going to sign Judge, and they kept trying to tell me it was.
Giants people were like,
there's Judge. Giants struck out in free agency's biggest fish as Aaron Judge chose to return to the Yankees. Not a surprise at all. Not shocking at all. Didn't affect me at all because I completely expected it. Even after it was reported that Giants had signed him, I still didn't believe it. I'm so thankful I didn't go live. I didn't make a video. I went to bed because I was like, no, this is not real. Giants didn't sign him. I don't care what Jon Heyman says. That doesn't mean the Giants aren't going back to land a marquee free agent this offseason. They're looking at shortstop position. If the move makes sense, with the most prominent name on the market being Carlos Correa. Likely to receive a long-term contract, but former Giant Will Clark advises the team to look elsewhere, as the former first baseman isn't a fan of lengthy contracts. Well, that's just he's not a fan of lengthy contracts. The thing about lengthy contracts, I'm not a fan of them either. Who is? GMs aren't. They feel like they have no choice. If you want to get the player, you gotta overpay, you gotta give him the contract, or you gotta draft really, really well. The Giants haven't really drafted that well overall, like we did in the late 2000s. Compare the late 2000s drafting to what we've done lately. Think about the 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009. Who are we drafting during those years? Tim Lincecum, Matt Cain, Madison Bumgarner, Buster Posey, Brandon Belt, Brandon Crawford. I'm going to run out of fingers, okay? And there's more. What was his name? Jonathan Sanchez at that time was really good for a while. Didn't we draft Brian Wilson, I believe? Didn't we draft Sergio Romo? Correct me if I'm wrong on any of these guys. I believe we drafted all these guys. Jeremy Affeldt, the big four, the four horsemen in the bullpen. All those guys we drafted, and we haven't been drafted as well lately. And so now you're in a position where you have to sign for players at free agency, and you got to give them the big-ass long contracts if you want them. That's the unfortunate situation. That's just how it is. Correa has a reputation of being a clubhouse leader. Drop the music from the name, but it's still me. Okay, Curtis B. I thought that was you. Eric, is Sean Manaea good? He's good, but not great. That's what he is. He's good. He's a 3 or 4 man in the rotation, and I'm happy to have him. I genuinely am happy about this deal. I'm not jumping up and down and running outside and throwing a party, but I'm happy. It's just that there's no generational big free agents in the next 2 years, but they could luck out on some homegrown or some fluke trades. Fingers crossed. Yeah, we have to make some trades too. The trades will start getting hot probably next month. I'm imagining after all the free agents have signed, which we'll look into all the free agents. But let's jump into this Kodai Senga deal. I do want to get my thoughts on this. It happened the other night. I haven't had a chance to make a video on it, but or even talk about it in a live stream until now. But it's a 5-year, $75 million contract. And he's 29 years old. We know about him. He came over from the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks of the NPB over there in Japan. 104-51 record. Now that's a record. 2.42 ERA. That's an ERA. I know it's in Japan, but those are some serious numbers right here. And he's going to come out and fill out this rotation that's already signed Justin Verlander. It's got Jose Quintana, who we had at one point. Max Scherzer, Carlos Carrasco. Oh, that's a rotation. Do you see the difference? Verlander, Scherzer, Carrasco, Senga, Quintana. It's just a better rotation. It just is. We would have done well to get Senga, and this would have been fine if we could have. Why didn't we go for 5 years? A little bit more. This contract is smaller than Madison Bumgarner's contract with the Diamondbacks. I think it was 5 years, $85 million. We couldn't go $585 for Senga. It is what it is. Rodon is still out there, guys. I mean, Rodon is not off the table. But here is all the signings thus far in the offseason. The stove has been pretty hot. Aaron Judge back to the Yanks. Trey Turner to the Phillies. Xander Bogaerts to the Padres. Jacob deGrom to the Rangers. Brandon Nimmo back to the Mets. Diaz back to the Mets. Contreras to the Cardinals. I got a lot of these right. I got all 4. I got deGrom on my free agents predictions video. I got deGrom, Nimmo, Diaz, and Contreras. But not Verlander. I had him going to the Yankees. He went to the Mets. Taijuan Walker to the Phillies. Tyon to the Cubs. Abreu to the Astros. Robert Suarez back to the Padres. Mitch Haniger was one of the signings that the Giants pulled off. So we did get Haniger. We got Jock coming back. And now we got Manaea. It's a typical San Francisco Giants offseason so far, though. We got to do better than that. At some point, we got to do better and really sign someone. Zach Eflin to the Rays. Rizzo to the Yanks. Tyler Anderson to the Angels. Montero back to the Astros. Josh Bell. I wanted Bell. There's still some first basemen out there. We don't have to settle with, I don't know who would be our first baseman. We would have a rotating first baseman right now. We don't have to settle with that. We couldn't get Josh Bell. He went to the I almost said Indians. He went to the Guardians. But would be really cool if we can get one of the other guys out there like Trey Mancini or something. Kenley Jansen to the Red Sox, Quintana to the Mets, and here's Manaea to the Giants. I mean, Manaea is listed pretty low, but this is ranked by the money, by the total dollar amount, so not bad. And there's a few more big names here like Kershaw to the Dodgers, Peterson back, Bellinger to the Cubs, and that's about all the big names here. Mike Clevenger to the White Sox, David Robertson to the Mets. So, yeah, I mean, it's been a pretty interesting offseason so far. Ohtani is a free agent in 2024. Lionheart. You think if Harrison does good in spring training, we bring him up for the beginning of the season? I doubt it. I don't think so about Tyler Boyd, but it is not impossible. I would guess he would start out in the minor leagues. I have to disagree with you, Eric. Yes, the Giants have not drafted well, but out of those classes, had damn good prospects like Zach Wheeler, Reynolds, and others. But what did we do? Trade them away. You're right, but that was a little bit earlier. I'm talking about, maybe I'm wrong. But what happened? Like by now, the 2016, we do have Bart. 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018 class should be up here helping us out. I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. 2016, we should be getting serious help. These guys should be here. Brian Reynolds, you're right. We traded him away. Matt Crook, okay, he was a straight up crook because he didn't do nothing for us. Caleb Berger Caleb Berger helped us out here and there. I don't even know where he's at. Is he still in the organization? We traded him, right? Or he's elsewhere now. He's a free agent. So Caleb Berger, okay, he was okay like 2020, right? He did a little something for us. Connor Menez did a little something for us. I don't know where he is now. He's out of the organization. He's in Japan. Jacob Hayward, I don't know where he is now. He's Jason's brother, right? He's a free agent. And that's that. That's 2016. Okay, like I said, no impact players really. Other than Brian Reynolds, who we traded. Elliot Ramos, this is 2017. He's not really looking like he might not be what we wanted here. I'm not saying there's other guys we could have got instead. This draft is not looking like the best draft of all time. But we'll wait and see. Jacob Gonzalez didn't really do anything for us. Jacob Gonzalez, the son of Luis Gonzalez. Seth Corey looked like he was going to be amazing for a time. Hasn't really made it yet. Jason Barr, Bryce Johnson I like. But I'm just saying. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. So we'll see, guys. But rotation is terrible. Dodgers going to rock him. How would you handle Sam Long? Sam Long, I like him as a kind of a long reliever. I mean, that's his name, Long. It's right there in the name, isn't it? But if he can show us something and get in that rotation, that'd be great. This is the fact that the Giants doesn't sign big names when they're flying past the offseason free agent. Oh, my goodness, you can have Sean Manaea. He was so bad during the last part of last season for San Diego that they did not even let him pitch. Ouch. Lover of California. Well, thank you. We appreciate Sean Manaea. But you know what? Giants have been known to get pitchers lately. This is one thing that we have been pretty good at lately. We'll pick up a pitcher who completely, sucks or was even DFA'd like Kevin Gausman. He'll come over here and suddenly play very well or pitch very well. And that's what we're hoping for. We've seen it before. Not just Kevin Gausman. It's happened. Drew Smiley came over here. All these guys. Jose Quintana wasn't that great, but he turned out to be pretty good. I mean, he was good in the past. By the time he came over to the Giants, he wasn't that, great anymore, but he's kind of turned it around. So you never know. I mean, he could come over here and be great. Even like guys like DeSclafani came over from the Reds as a fourth or fifth guy, and he was awesome at times, even though last year he was hurt all year, and he's still coming back. I kind of think that we're not going to get a whole lot out of DeSclafani, but I have hope for him. It's just going like right now, everything's lining up like going into the 21 season where I said everything has to go right. everything has to go right or we're screwed. And in 2021, everything went right. But that's not going to happen again. That ain't going to happen. Now we have to actually put together a winning roster. What happened in the 2018 draft? I know we got Bart, right? There's Bart, Sean Jelly, Jake Wong, Matt Frisbee. Again, nothing spectacular. But some of these guys are still developing. I mean, who could we have got? We could have got Alec Boehm. I'm not saying Joey Bart still might work out. Joey Bart might be a freaking Hall of Famer for all I know. I mean, it's still early in his career. Last year, he's just started out horrifically. It was bad. It looked like a total bust. But after he worked with his swing, came back, he looked a lot better. But guys we passed on, just if you're curious, Nick Madrigal, Jonathan India. I mean, some of these guys, Jared Kelenic. Jared Kelenic hasn't really taken off in his big league career. He's with the Mets now. Oh, he got drafted by the Mets? I didn't know that. I thought he got drafted by the Mariners. Oh, he's traded to the Mariners later. I must have either forgot that or didn't know. I think I must have just forgot because obviously at the time I knew. But anyway, Logan Gilbert. Interesting names here. JT Ginn. He didn't even sign. He didn't sign with the Dodgers. Yeah, he ended up drafted with the A's. But interesting offseason, ladies and gentlemen. What do you guys think of Sean Manaea, AM Echo Sky, Asher, the ironically active watcher, Clutch to the Bucks takes over the Reynolds trade. No trade will happen. Clutch retires. Andrew McCutchen retires in Pittsburgh. Ronald BBX, almost a 5 ERA and wasn't allowed to pitch in the postseason. LMAO. Yeah, exactly. Who did the Pirates get from the Giants? They got a relief pitch. They got wait. Who did the Pirates get from the Giants? What trade are you talking about? I thought you were talking about the Reynolds trade. If you are, they got a relief pitcher. Well, they got, wait, who did we got? Who did we get? I'm confused now. Oh, you're talking about Andrew McCutchen trade. The McCutchen trade, they got, I don't remember. I think they got a relief pitcher and I can't remember his name. I know who he was. He was really good. He was good. But I can't remember his name. Someone will say it in the chat. And I think there was a couple other guys involved. I can't remember. Crick. That's who I'm thinking of. Crick. Yeah. Okay. So Reynolds, Crick, international slot money. Kyle Crick. Yeah. Which I don't know where he ended up, but yeah, Kyle Crick. I'm not sure if that's what you were asking about, but I was trying to remember that guy's name. He was good. He was good for the Giants for a time. He's a free agent now. Obviously, it hasn't really worked out for him, but I like Kyle Crick. I was pretty disappointed to see him go. But yeah, he's had some success with the Pirates, but 6-year career at this point. Another Alex Wood, 4th or 5th starter. Kevin is loved in Toronto. Dude, Farhan has to go. He ain't doing shit for the organization. Worst GM works for the Red Sox. Kutch trade. Yeah. Manaea in a Giant uniform will have his best years. Boom, Robert Rothberg. I was surprised about the Sean Manaea free agency signed by the Giants. The Giants will be working something out for Manaea. You know, and what I'm not still understanding the contract exactly. Is it 2 years then an opt out, or is it like I think it's 1 year and an opt out? I mean, let's try to see if I can. Yeah, it's 1 year and an opt out. So it really is not even a 2-year deal. It's a 1-year deal effectively with a possible second year if he doesn't opt out. I think it's a player opt out. If they don't say otherwise, it's a player opt out, right? So it's basically the same deal as the Rodon deal, except I assume much less money. But 30-year-old, he's 30. He'll be 31 soon, I think. So yeah, I mean, it's fine. It would throw him in there. We needed to shore up this rotation a bit. Yeah, it's similar to the one that Carlos Rodon signed, albeit at a much lower average annual value of just $12.5 million compared to $22 million. So it's quite a bit lower, which is obvious because Carlos Rodon is better. But now our rotation is still worse. We don't have Rodon back. We have Webb, Cobb, Wood, DeSclafani. It's not a great rotation. I mean, I like these guys as a fifth starter. I like Anthony DeSclafani as a fifth starter. I like Alex Wood as a fifth starter. I like Alex Cobb as a fifth starter. You feel the problem? We got a bunch of number 5 starters just filling in the rotation. I'd say that Manaea is like a fourth starter, and Webb is the top of the rotation guy. That's what we got. I mean, it's not that great. I think we have to get another starting pitcher. But y'all let me know. Let me know down below. I only got time to go for about 30 minutes today. What's up here? What do I think about the front office? I think they're trying, man. I think they're trying. Oh, yeah, Chris Bassett, dude, yes. What? That's what we need. I would not only consider it, I would do it. Giants don't seem to have a plan other than falling short for a big-name free agent every year and saving money on everyone else. Exactly. We're basically staying the same every year. Mariana Escobar, Sky, and we do not have this payroll flexibility for what not to sign. Jay Hutchins, yeah. If we sign Correa, we can win it all. I still worry about the rotation, though, Robert Rothberg, but yeah, Correa would help a lot. And we'll just take one last look before we roll at the Giants roster. And can we do that? Let's go depth chart. This is probably a little out of date. I mean, and everything, but we know right now throw Manaea into this rotation. Some of these guys will fight for a spot, but assuming it's Webb, Manaea, Wood, Cobb, DeSclafani, better. I mean, I guess you're basically saying replace one of these guys, maybe Junis for Manaea. I like Jakob Junis, but it's whoever. It's okay at best. The bullpen, okay at best. Doval's still a young guy. He's not really completely proven himself. We know he has nasty stuff. We know he's got the potential to be really good. Brebbia could be good. He could be terrible. He had Tommy John. He wasn't great for a while. Last year, he was good again. Tyler Rogers, huge question mark. Huge question mark. He's shown some good stuff, but that, you know, he was really good in the minors for a while, but he's been pitching for, you know, I don't know. I don't know about Tyler Rogers. We'll see. Scott Alexander, okay. Veteran guy. Been around. Junior Marte, questionable. Zapucki, he's showed some good stuff at times. Look, I mean, the bullpen could be, this could be a horrible, this bullpen does not bring me a lot of confidence. To be on, I'm just being straight up honest with you. I think that the bullpen needs help. And the rotation is a little iffy. And as for the lineup, Bart wins. Okay, you got to love Bart wins. Assuming Bart is the good Bart and not the terrible Bart. I kind of like Austin Wins, but hey, you know, he's not exactly a MLB superstar. We got J.D. Davis, Lamont Wade, Wilmer Flores, same guys, guys. Tommy LaStella, same dudes. VR, Flores, Crawford, even Peterson, Ramos. Other than signing Haniger, this is the same team. So I don't know. This is the same team that went 500 barely last year. We barely got by going 500. So yeah, we need to upgrade. Just be honest. We got to upgrade. Giants are maybe in the worst spot. At least they're mediocre. Either you suck or you're great. Yeah, Homeless Jesse, we're mediocre. Werewolves of Sanger says we suck. I'm looking right at the roster and just being honest. And I've looked at the prospects, and our prospects don't look as good as they used to. You know, I thought at first Farhan did a really good job, but a lot of these guys are not panning out. They're not moving up through the system quickly, other than Kyle Harrison. Kyle Harrison looks like he may have been a great draft pick. He might be the savior. And he might show up next year. Hey, if he look, he's 21. And if he comes into spring training and just dominates, it's not impossible. Thank you so much for subscribing. Julio Reyes, my cousin. Thank you so much, Julio Reyes, for subscribing to the channel. But Kyle Harrison is it could be I mean, huge for the Giants. Huge. This is the one guy, you know, Luciano, Matos, Grant McCray. Notice not a lot of pitching prospects. Carson Weisenhunt, we just drafted. Reggie Crawford, we just drafted. Eric Silver still in the low minor leagues. Mason Black is in the low minor leagues. Will Bednar, we recently drafted. He's still got some time to get through the system. He might make his debut in September, but probably not. Probably he's more like a 2024, but he might show up next in 23. We don't have a lot of pitching prospects. Arbe Davovich, who I met, is a great guy, great dude, but he's more of a relief pitcher. So, yeah. You know, look at where Will Wilson, man, how the mighty have fallen. Will Wilson's 25 now, still hasn't made his big league debut. We picked him up from the Angels like in the 90s, and he's still, I'm being sarcastic, but he's been around in that minor league system forever, dude. When are we going to promote his ass? Let's go San Francisco Giants anyway. It ain't over. We still got a chance. But we got to do more. We got to do more. Bring in Rogers' brother, Tyler Rogers. Yeah, Taylor Rogers. We need to bring him. I would prefer the team with homegrown talent, ring-hungry veterans like they did in 2010. But if the talent isn't there, they got to get the money to pay for it. They got the money to pay for it. Go get it. Let's get Carlos Correa, Chris, yes, Peter Bishop. This is an embarrassing roster for a team, the 5th largest market in the U.S. Yeah, I mean, the roster, look, I like the guys because I'm a Giants fan. I like these dudes, but the dudes are not. It ain't enough. It's not enough. We got to get better players. We're not going to compete with the Dodgers and the Padres. Are you kidding me? We're lucky that we're lucky. We forget about the Diamondbacks and Rockies. They're MLB teams too. We're careful. We're going to fall below them. I haven't heard of them doing much. You don't think they have general managers? You don't think they're trying to improve? Of course they are. Going to be careful. They're going to come. They're going to start improving. A couple years ago, the D-backs were looking pretty good. But yeah, neither of those teams have been doing much this offseason. But we can't just take it for granted that we're just going to compete with the Dodgers and Padres every year, unless we start doing something. Because it could be a disaster. If you thought 2021 was, if you thought 2022 was a disaster, it could get worse. They got Zach Gallen. They got Tyler Gilbert. I'm just curious because, you know, why don't these teams ever do it? Why don't? Okay, got Mad Bum, Merrill Kelly, who destroys us, Zach Gallen, Joe Mantiply in the bullpen, Mark Melanson, Kyle Nelson. I mean, come on, Tyler Widener's good. Christian Walker, Ketel Marte. You never know. You never know with these teams. They'll surprise you, and if you're not careful. So, well, it is what it is. But I appreciate everyone being here today. Just wanted to go live real quick to cover this signing and go over the Giants real quick. We're going to be going live a lot more this offseason as compared to previous off seasons because most of my talk, free agent talk, MLB talk, I'm going to be doing it in the live format. And then the uploads will be more of the documentaries, which have been really keeping the channel afloat here, along with y'all and your support here on the live streams. I really do appreciate it so very much. Thank you again. You guys have a pleasant evening, a pleasant day. It's very early, actually. It's only barely 11, not even 11 o'clock. So I woke up early, but I got my freaking cereal right here, the Frosted Flakes, okay, because we're good to go. Frosted Flakes. Today's video is brought to you by, this is a strawberry milkshake flavor, okay? So you guys have a fantastic day because I still eat like I'm 12. We will talk to you all next time. Thank you, and let me shout out some of your names first. Robert Rothberg, Ant, sign me up. Carnivorous Lunar Activities. I'm live right now. All right. Sorry. Bye. AM Echo Scott, Peter Bishop, Chris, Werewolves. Thank you again, and we'll talk to y'all next time.
He's going back. He's going to run down. Ball gets away. This one's over.
Oh my freaking goodness!
But I got the Twins signing Carlos Correa.
Dead Passant has the Giants getting Chris Bryant.
I am taking the Atlanta Braves